Alright, welcome back guys to my channel, and here's my Gertrude Jekyll that is still blooming. Despite being in the middle of autumn now, it's still flowering, and we're heading to the last month of May, and it's actually starting to become really cold now here in Auckland, New Zealand. But I'm so happy that I can still get to smell the beautiful scent of my Gertrude Jekyll. One of the things that I want to do today is to get some cuttings and propagate these beautiful um, sun patients. Look at that. I just can't really help but admire these sun patients because they just keep on flowering and flowering non-stop. So I thought I'll try to propagate them through cuttings and see what happens, and I will try two methods and see what will happen if I try to propagate them in those manners. So let's have a look, and let me start cutting this beautiful sun patients. So I just got this one, and this one is really beautiful. And one of the tips that I've heard that is really effective when it comes to making cuttings from your sun patient is to make sure where to cut them properly. Although they say that wherever you cut them, it will still most likely um, survive, but they say that this nodes is the best part where to cut them because it has more of growth, rooting cell, something like that. And yeah, so they said that this is the best part of this plant to be cut if you want to do some cuttings. And let's see what happens. I did cut some of them in the middle of in between these nodes, but let's see what happens. And also another thing that you need to remember is you need to cut all of these flowers, although they are really pretty, but we need to let them go because it also consumes lots of energy from these cuttings, and as well as we need to minimize the number of leaves as well because there's not much to be fed. Well, the thing is that there's no root yet, so there will be a lot to be fed actually in this particular cutting, so we need to minimize those part of these plants that use lots of energy. So let's just cut them. So here's that first cutting. So I just left a total of four or five leaves. Actually, I need to probably cut this one, and I have another one in here, and let's just see. So I decided to try two different ways to propagate them. One is just putting them in a water like this, in a glass of water, and the other one that I did is directly planting them in the pot with propagating mix. So let's see what happens if this will survive. Actually, this have been here for the past, I think, 3 days or four, and they said that it may take as early as couple of weeks for them to start rooting. But let's see and wait and see the signs that they're starting to get some roots. But at the moment, I just want to put them under here, under this tree, because they need some sort of protection because now it's winter, and not really winter, it's autumn. We are in the middle of autumn here in New Zealand, and another requirement of this cuttings is a very good temperature, at least between 18 to 22 degrees Celsius. That's what I heard. And let's see what happens. And the only worry that I have is when it gets too cold in the evening, I'm worried that it may cause some sort of rotting. That's why I'd like to try also the other way, which is doing this one using the water, and I'll just put them inside the house. At least it's room temperature, and it's also warmer compared being placed outside. Let's see what happens. We'll just do this experimentation, and then that will be our guide next time if we are planning to propagate another sun patients in the future. So if this one works better, then we'll do this one in the future. But if that one works as well, then I think this one is also saving my time to transfer them, because I heard that this can also be their final destination if they are going to bloom, and if you want to put them in display in your garden, this can be their final resting place. Anyway, let's see, guys. I'm going to do some more cuttings. I have the pink one over here actually. And I'm also loving this color. Look at that. It's also beautiful. I got this one as clearance for I think $10, and usually they're selling this one for $18. So let's see what happens. I'll get maybe a couple of cuttings of this one as well and see. Alright guys, so here's the other thing that I'm about to do, which is soaking these sweet pea seeds in this glass of water. And because when I was in the Philippines, when I was young, we do have what we call mongo sprout or mung bean sprout that we usually that is also similar to the look of a sweet pea. And if we want to germinate it, we usually put it in a glass of water and then we can plant it. And I'm thinking that it's probably the same thing going on with the sweet pea. Let's see if it's going to germinate if we just put it in a glass of water in a room temperature and see what happens. So let me just open it now and we will put it in here. Alright guys, so here we go. We have a total of 20 seeds in here, and I'm not sure if this will all germinate, but let's start putting this one in this water now. And 3 of those were lifting, or they didn't go under the glass, but let's see what happens if that will be part of those casualties. And so by the way, this is what we have, Unwin's Master Mix. So it says it's a superb formula mixture of Spencer sweet peas, including some of the recent introductions from the world's leading breeder of sweet peas. So let's see what happens. I hope I get this blue color, and I like the other colors as well, but it's fine. Hopefully I'll be able to grow this one. I grew one before and there was only one that really bloomed, and it was a pink one. It was like a couple of years ago. So let's see this year if we are able to germinate more sweet peas here in our garden, because they are really fragrant. So let me just do the second one and see what happens. So if there are 20 seeds in one pack, we will have a total of 40 sweet peas to be planted here in our garden if they will all germinate. Okay guys, so here we go. After 24 hours, they kind of expanded a little bit. They look a bit fatter compared to when they were so dry. And maybe this is a sign that I can now move this one somewhere else, and that somewhere else I'm talking about is in this little container with tissue. So let's see what happens. This container has a damp tissue, and we'll just move all of these seeds in here. Let me do that now. Okay, here you go, guys. So I tried to um, give a bit of spacing from between each seeds so that when they start germinating, it will be easier for me to prevent any um, damage from the roots if they are crossing over each other. So let's see what happens. Let's give it a few days, and once it starts germinating, I'll definitely update you with that one. All right, guys, so let's see what happens. So it's been 5 days now since I put these ones here, these seeds, this sweet pea seeds, and look at now. They are now germinating, and I'm actually thinking if I will transfer them now in a pot or in a real soil and let them continue germinating. Look at that. I'm so happy that they're starting this process now. Yeah, I'll probably have to move it in a pot and yeah, and let it grow. And here is another addition to the family. Here's my other sweet pea, guys, that I purchased. And this one is called Singing the Blues. And I'm just really curious what this one looks like. So I'm also going to plant this one. But first, the usual thing, I'll just put this one first in this water and let it sit for 24 hours. Alright guys, so today is May 16 and I just want to give you some updates with the cuttings that we just did. So let me just show you. Look at that. So we finally obviously can see this huge roots from this cuttings from our sun patients, and look at that, it's so long. Actually, as early as last week, last Friday, a week ago, I already started seeing the roots, and even actually prior to that, I've seen the roots starting to come out already. So actually, I think approximately 10 to 14 days, you will start seeing roots growing from these cuttings of your sun patients. And as you can see also from the nodes, that's where it's getting these roots mainly. But let's see the other ones. And these ones as well, as you can see, coming from the nodes. And look at this one. These are the recent ones. Let me just get this. These are the recent ones that I got, that I cut. This one is also starting to show some roots, as you can see, but the roots are really coming from the nodules. They are coming out from the nodules. So let's see what happens. So these are the latest ones that I made, and this one here, look at this one. This one, even not coming from the nodules, but it still has rooted. So yeah, I think it's really fine whether where you cut them. Here's another one. I also didn't cut it from the no, there it's near the nodule. So yeah, I think those that were cut near the nodules or on the nodules itself are the ones that are rooting easier and faster. So that's probably the guide for it when it comes to propagating these sun patients. But let's see also what we did with some of them that we tried to propagate by directly putting them in the pot. So these are the ones that were 3 days earlier. So these ones were cut and planted. So the ones I germinated through water is on April 25, and these ones were 3 days earlier than that. So it's April 22. So let's try to maybe um, I think I'll just try to pull this one in front of me. And look, this one is also growing now. However, the roots are not as long compared to the ones that were propagated using water. So I guess I guess it will be easier to and faster to propagate them through cuttings, but submerging them or keeping them in the water first. So that's probably the guide that I can share with you guys based on this experimentation that we did. Let's see the other one here. Here's another cutting. This one didn't really root. I'm not sure if these are roots, but it's still surviving. It didn't die at all. Yeah, I think there's one one root, but it's not really, I think, as viable compared to the ones that were propagated through the use of water, submerging them to the water first. And yeah, so I guess the next time I'm going to propagate sun patients, I will probably just start it in the water first. I'll submerge them in the water for at least a couple of weeks, and then plant them in the pot, just like what we did in here. They will also survive doing the cuttings propagation in the pot, just like what we saw on this one. But I think um, putting them in the water will be a much more faster and more effective way to do it. So it's really entirely up to you guys. And let's go next with my sweet peas. Okay, so let me just show you now my sweet peas. Look at that. They are all germinating now. Well, not all, but most of them are germinating now. And the blue ones, let me just show you. So these are the seeds of the blue seedlings. Oh, those of the blue seeds that the last one that I bought, but I actually have only two of them that germinated, and I planted that one in here, and the other one is in there. So I'm planning to um, move this one in a probably bigger pot, and then some of them I'm thinking of moving it there on that side, so that in the morning when we open the door we can smell the scent of this beautiful sweet peas. So I'm not sure yet when I can transfer them, but as of today, May 16, I just want to show you what it looks like and just to give you some updates. And I'm really happy that most of them, especially the first batch, um, germinated. I'm just a bit sad with the blue because I really like the blue color, but um, I don't know if it's still going to germinate. I only got two out of that packet, so let's see. Let's just leave it here for the meantime. And then let me just show you what I did on this side of our garden. So I move all of these growing and blooming impatiens, and I also propagated some of them, and they seem to be doing well. And in this corner, I also planted this naked lilies. So these are my amaryllis naked lilies. And then I have this beautiful flower in here. And my rose also still blooming. I have another David Austin rose there that is Thomas A. Beckett. And this one is my, I forgot what this one is, Bachiba. It has a flower just last week, but it's already finished. It's gone. I think I cut it, but there's still some flower buds as you can see. And then I have some of my roses in here as well that I moved back in here. And by the way, I just want to show you this one. This is my Dublin Bay, and there is like a growth coming from the bottom, but unfortunately it stopped. I think it was eaten by some, I don't know if it's slugs or what, but it stopped growing. And this one is my Fairy Tale Magic, aka Bliss Parfuma. And I think I probably have to cut this one as well, but maybe later in the season. And our new plant, so beautiful with purple flower. And here's my Princess Anne from David Austin, and it didn't really do well this year. I don't know why. This one is my Jubilee celebration, and look at that beautiful fully double flower and also fragrant rose. And then going to the side, here is another plant that we had. It's similar to the first one that I showed you. This is Timbochina. And however, this one is variegated and still with purple flower. And some of my David Austin roses here. And my Skyla rose, which is also flowering at the moment. So this is where I got those impatiens that I planted in the corner of our front yard. And my Gertrude Jekyll again is blooming. Look at that. And it's so fragrant. My Eden Rose, as you can see, guys, it's still giving me some flowers from time to time. And I think that's mainly it for today, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. And if you have any questions, any inquiries about the plants that I have here in our garden or any activities, please feel free to leave your comment in the comment section down below. Alright, guys, thank you very much, and I'll see you on my next one. Bye for now.